Boy, you haven't seen Black Mirror yet, have you?
No, only a few episodes, like the first 2 or 3.
Oh, you really gotta watch Black Mirror.
I'll get on it.
Yeah.
I'll get on it.
Yep.
ASAP.
Yep, I can't say anything more.
Yep.
Okay, so that is what Sector 0 is. All right? Before we leave here, we are looking at Sekigahara, who's actually saying what his intentions were, right? He said that he's like, hey, let's restart. You'll come with me. So his intentions at the start of this conversation were basically still those of the conversation he had with Ida, right? He got back his memories. He found out what was going on with him. And he knows about the loop. Well, to a certain degree, at the very least, up until this point in the conversation with Chihiro. But he was down to keep going with Ida's plan. And he was saying, hey, Chihiro, come with me. Everyone's going to die, but we'll make it.
Yeah.
So he ends up in the final battle doing the right thing. But in this moment, he's not there yet. Or at least he wasn't. Which, you knock a couple points off for that. For being like, yeah, I don't fucking care. And she's like, yo, dude, what about me wacko? And everyone's like, yeah, what about me wacko? And he's like, oh, you know?
Shit happens, I don't.
Okay, so, she can exist either way without UC. So she can continue to just be an independent ghost being. Yes. Okay.
That baby Chihiro.
It's not over.
Akun, I'll protect you. Let's do this together.
If only I had the courage to take your hand. That would have been for the best.
Oh, that noise. Oh, that's so sad.
I repeat, we interrupt this program to bring you an important emergency broadcast. A large unidentified object has crash-landed in the city. It is headed north toward Kasumijo, destroying everything in its path. A state of emergency has been declared in Ashitaba City. The neighboring 3 wards are advised to evacuate immediately.
It really came. The day of the attack. Only one thing left to do. Akun Sentinel, number 15. Wait. Akun, wait! First you show up at school all of a sudden. And then you pull me away to a place like this?
Stay still.
Huh? What? I'm not ready for this.
Found it. Odd place to be shot.
Whoa. What is that?
An activation switch. It's used to call your Sentinel. Don't move. That should do it. If what 426 said is true, that's all I need to do. I registered my Sentinel. Sentinel number 15. It's a robot used to fight the Daimos. It was mine, but it's in better hands with you. I really was worthless in the end.
Don't say that.
Fuyusaka,
Huh?
Never mind. It's nothing. Just forget what Morimura said, all right? Believe in yourself.
Akun. Just as Akun said, I'm going to believe in myself now. Mom, Dad, Miwa-chan and the rest. I can do it. I can protect you all. It's time. I may be just a schoolgirl, but now I'm a schoolgirl with a giant robot.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So the where their shot is the summon location. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Pop. Damn.
So yeah, those are fucking rad ass conclusion scenes. And they all say one thing. Ogata crushed it.
Yep.
He crushed it. Fucking amazing. Okay. Yeah, no. Like, now that we're seeing some of the others go off, I'm like, oh yeah, no. He fucking killed it. Hardcore.
Oh, let's check these mystery files.
Something just occurred to me.
Okay.
NPCs,
Yep.
adults,
Yep.
an entire city disappearing in 1 second.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
1.2 million people relocated whenever. Yeah.
Yep.
It's logical now.
You ain't real. You ain't shit.
Because like, remember when we were talking about the pods and shit?
Mhm.
We're like, oh, okay, there's something happening here.
Yep.
But
Beep,
turns
boop,
out
boop.
that it's not really a pod. It's just maybe data returns to Sector 0.
Yeah, Control A, Control X,
Yeah. So,
new folder, Control V.
and there you have it.
The population has been moved.
Yep. Okay.
Folder 0 has been created. All right, paste them in. Got it.
Thank you. All right, what's blue?
Yeah, okay, let's
Oh,
fucking
boy.
go.
If you save your own data or shift yourself to Sector 0, then you will be able to skip the reset and end up in the new world, which is 16 years in the past, while maintaining your current appearance. However, you would no longer be human in the new loop, but merely simulated personality that Universal Control has reconstructed.
That is one of the most singularly confusing plot devices I have ever seen in any fiction whatsoever. That is a unguessable, like, framework of type of like, you cannot guess that. It's not, and it's not that it's an ass pull, because it makes sense given everything we've
It is
learned.
built that way.
But you cannot anticipate that existing. And if you say you did, you're a fucking liar. Oh my god. Boy, that's convoluted. And that's how Ida did it.
Especially since they're like, yo, DNA here, shifting there. Nope. DNA data, maybe.
Maintaining your current appearance. And this is what I'm a little bit stuck on. Right? So now, again, here's the next step of the question. You give me the first part, and then you go, all right, fill in the blanks. What did Juro Kurabe, scratch that. Teenage Chihiro, Teenage Juro, and Teenage Okino from Sector 0
Yes.
were teenagers, correct?
Yeah.
Now, 2 out of 3 of them are not. Correct?
Yeah.
In the final form we saw them.
Uh-huh.
We saw them in 2089,
Yeah. And then they grew
which
up.
was Sector 5.
Yeah.
We saw them in Sector 5.
Wait, no, Sector
4? No, 5.
1.
1, sorry, yes. We saw them jump from 0 to Sector 1. Right?
Yeah.
and then they grew up. So
Was there a danger in Sector 0 that they had to leave?
yeah, there was. We watched it. So let's just put a fucking pin in that.
Yeah.
Let's grab the next lit up piece of information here. Just Sector 0,
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
All right. Fuyusaka is originally a resident of Sector 1, and the parents she knows aren't her biological family. Morimoto was transplanting her own memories, but due to 426's influence, her memories are perceived as a hazy dream. When the kaiju appear in 85, she musters her courage to activate 15, which Sekigahara passes on to her. Yeah, okay. So Sekigahara actually, like, has a little change of heart there.
Okay.
But he still ends up in the fight. A former executive of Newman Inc. and a leading figure in nanotech research, she has a research lab in Sector 4, which is a colony that's still under construction. How does that fucking... God. What does still under construction mean? What is time? Like, that is phrased in a fucking imparsible way. Based on everything else we're fucking reading.
Guess 1985 is still being worked upon.
You know? If according to our perception, the fucking final battle hasn't happened yet, or rather, the fights we're doing are the final battle, then who knows what that fucking, you know? Anyway, alright. This is just, you know. Anyway.
And then, Sekigahara. Before Sekigahara lost his memories, Tetsuya Ida told him to deceive Miura to extract information if he wanted to stop the effects of DD-426. Okay. An assassin who was hired by the 2188 Shikishima CEO Renya Goto to kill Chihiro Morimura.
Fucking cold as ice. Good portrait.
Looking slick.
Motherfuckers wearing suits. Glad that 200 years into the future,
Suits are still cool.
suits are still clean.
That is a lot more.
Thank you for fucking starting the file. Like, can I just go tag some of these as stubs? And go, hey, this fucking mystery file is a stub. Would you like to contribute, you jerks? During the acquisition of Newman Inc., he used Morimura's interstellar development project as a front to hide a backdoor transfer of large slush fund, which he then suspended the project to cover up the proof. However, Morimura's project was about to face another investigation by an international agency for project reevaluation. Shortly before the nanomachine infection began, Renya Goto feared that the investigation would shed light on where his funds went, so he hired Issei Sekigahara to assassinate Morimura and put an end to her project.
So, Morimura's project was attracting heat by another international agency, and Goto was like, oh, she might talk, so we need to take care of her?
Okay. The acquisition occurs.
Yeah. And then he siphons money into Morimura's interstellar project.
Yep. And then suspended it to cover up the proof.
Yeah.
But it continued secretly.
Yeah, and Morimura was still working.
Secretly.
So he's like, stop that shit. Right?
Well, that was the he said something to that effect as a cover before A called him out on it. As to how, like, she was fired or she was let go, but then she rejoined Shikishima or whatever the fuck. But the point is that suspended the project to cover up the proof. About to face another investigation for project reevaluation. We also know that there was the fucking literal police crime incidents that were occurring of eight Newman board members getting arrested.
Okay.
Right? We read that. We saw that story reported in the news.
Yeah.
This is post-acquisition. And before the nanomachine infection began, He feared the investigation would shed light on where his funds went, so he tried to cover it up by assassinating her, and to put an end to her project. Okay, so yeah, he's actively trying to stop that shit, and she's like, nah. Okay. Miss Morimura. In order to become compatible, she tried to override her memories and personality onto Fuyusaka to take over her body, but gave up on it after hearing the loop was no longer possible. Yeah. So she kind of still wanted to wipe out a kid.
Yep. Still shady.
Like,
Still kind of shady, right?
her hand was stayed by circumstance as opposed to, you know, ethical values. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
She would have done it if she could, but shit happened.
Finger on the trigger. Damn, you broke my finger. Morimura was implanting her own memories into Fuyusaka, which is the cause of Fuyusaka's troubling dreams.
Okay.
Oh, that was by her bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is the device that was used to implant memories. So this is how you put memories in people. The ampoule.
Yeah, put the liquid in it.
The loop has been updated.
If you save your own data, oh no, wait. Did we read this already?
Not the new one.
If you save your own data or shift yourself to Sector 0, then you will be able to skip the reset and end up in the new world, which is 16 years in the past, while maintaining your current appearance. However, you will no longer be human in the new loop, but merely simulated personality that Universal Control has reconstructed. Didn't read that?
Oh, we might have.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more blue stuff?
Well, actually, I just thought of something else when we read it, so I'm glad we did.
Okay.
All right, so that was it. Okay, so...
so Sector 0 danger, we're
yes,
wondering.
we want to check Sector 0, right? Now, here's the thing. At no point did... Well, we try to make sense of how they got older. How they physically aged. Is it because... Like if the version of... If Morimura is, like... not human anymore... She's just data in the sector. It's not like 0 then gives you a body again, right? It's like...
No, you're an illusion.
You're still an illusion.
Yeah.
So the same would apply for Tetsuya Ida, because he used that to survive as well. He said he skipped the
reset.
The reset.
Yeah. Yes, that is a point. Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
So then... so he's an illusion, she's an illusion. Juro was an illusion. Well, I guess the only part that I'm kind of, like, having a hard time figuring out is, like, why do they physically change their appearance if the whole point of that, description was that your data, you look the same, right? The mystery file that we just looked at said that you look the same, right?
Yep.
Maintaining your current appearance. However, you'd no longer be human in the new loop, but merely a simulated personality.
Yeah.
Right? So, the reason why this is a bit confusing is, like, because the version of them that we saw in Sector 0 is not the version of them we see in the current loop. And we know that they ended up as the same. They ended up in teenage year. They ended up as teenagers in Sector 1 when they first landed in 2189. But then they physically did age. Right? So their appearance did change over that time.
Yeah.
So the illusion can age, but I guess it just starts wherever your data copy was marked.
That's fair. Yeah.
So as time goes on, you continue to get older, but your starting point at the beginning of the new loop is wherever you left off.
Can we link the Morimura and the Juro that went back to 2089 to the future Morimura?
Can we link the Juro Say again?
When Juro and Moimura shift from 2104 to 2089, how do we assume that this Moimura is linked to the future one in 2188?
We don't, because we continue to assume that she's just the DNA that they
That's just
supply.
being shut off. Right.
Because the whole point was to give that DNA, which would then go to a far-flung planet.
True.
And just birth
Okay,
it there.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, Sector 1, Sector 1.
I'm in this countdown. Yeah.
Countdown to the reset. Right? That we now know.
Juro,
I was worried with you. If something were
Juro, stop. I'm flattered, but I can't think about this. I don't want to leave you hang.
No, I don't know what got. This is no time. It would only make things more complicated. But listen, I'll talk to you again. Promise.
So they weren't in a relationship yet. But the adult versions of them later on are, technically, as
Yeah.
far as you can be when you're not a real human being.
There it is. Were you able to
Okino. Remember the kaiju that they're starting to collapse? The tunnel is blocked. We'll need to find another route.
There's no one's left up.
You don't have to say. So you remember? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Our work here is I'll check the terminal over there. This one block, it's been 3 days and that's still, was Okino-kun, this could be a...
Right, still thinking her parents are real, etc.
I wonder...
Something incredible.
And this is Sector 1. Or at the very least, that's what it was listed as.
If you asked, I'd say it's a trend. Don't give me that. I actually found some associated data.
Come on, you've taken quantum transmission of matter is...
That's what our science says. We can't assume that alien technology is bound by the same constraints.
Except that it is our science, and we know that you're not...
Got an explanation for the disappearance.
You're not transferring people. You're
Including
actually
those of
just
your
sending
parents,
data.
Morimura-san.
Yeah.
Guys,
We never figured out how to do some crazy sci-fi shit. We just figured out how to do some slightly less impressive, crazy sci-fi shit.
the analysis took some time, but I found...
What?
The map.
It's 30 and the whole thing's under...
It looks like a...
Fascinating. So it's a...
We're only... How could it have...
It's not, rather, it may have been...
A government sounds like a movie.
Those... Are they trying...
Just water. We shouldn't...
This may not be appropriate, but I'm honestly excited.
Oh, this is new line?
This sort of alien technology, I can What do you think?
Okay.
So when the Count... What happened?
It may be related to the...
Do you think it...
Let's just... There's no time. We need to find...
Okay, so that's the first version of that scene. And then they leave and do the whole thing. And then the two survive. They get spit out here.
Okay. On the
Sector
title, it says
1.
Sector 1.
Yeah.
The text, it says Juro Izumi and Shiro Moimura to make it through to Sector 0 without him. And then here it says Sector 1. But 2089...
Set back to Sumire Bridge.
2089.
So we don't actually get to see Sector 0. This is them in Sector 1 going down to the mainframe, finding out about everything. Shit's attacking. The world upstairs is exploding. Right? Right? Follow me here.
Yeah.
The world upstairs is exploding. And they go down to the mainframe, and then they're trying to escape their dying world. And then they use the teleporter, and then we don't see Zero. And then we see Sector 1 again at the reset, starting at 89, and they looped over, and they resumed as their teenage selves.
Yep.
At the beginning of the new loop. We never saw Zero here. And that's the start of it. That's the start of the timeline. Or the start of the loop, rather. And then we see them resume where they left off, and then they eventually grow older and become that form.
Yeah.
But they're still just the data being projected at this point.
Oh my god.
I guess the fact that they're still pointing guns at each other and getting shot, and that other people are coming after them, implies that, like, they're still vulnerable to being fucking killed. Right? They're not, like, immune from that. They're not full on whatever, but that's the beginning of the copy, and then the copy again, you know. So they leave the same sector, resume after it's rebuilt, and then grow up from there. So that's what actually fucking happened.
Wow.
Now, we don't actually see Ida's loop and survival.
No.
Right? The next point of contention, dream Shu Amaguchi had. Right, the dreams that and Morimura, we now know, was told to give those memories to Shu, right?
Yeah.
To uphold her end of the bargain.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck that was, and then she also talked about Tamao Kurabe.
Oh, I thought she was referring. Oh yeah.
He says what about? She
said Kurabe, right?
Sekigahara says, is that what about Tamao? He specifies
Okay.
Tamao.
All right.
Right. Okay. Shu had a memory. Shu had a dream of Tetsuya Ida. Tomi stands next to her in shock. He attempts to console her. Chihiro and Miura come rescue them. He says his name is Tetsuya Ida. He looks like Shu, right? I think another guess I made earlier was that, like, oh, maybe Shu's putting his own body in the memories because it's not actually him there. But I don't know, right? Here's another dream Shu Amaguchi has where they say where he's called Ida, right? This is Judgment Day. The kaiju have made their assault, breaking through the last line of defense. To put an end to the fight, Morimura sacrifices herself to send him back to Sumire Bridge, 16 years in the past. If this is still Ida that we're talking about, we're putting here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put together Ida's timeline. Okay? So these are the memories being implanted of the dude who's walking around that we know is now a fucking projection.
Yeah.
Right? Putting his shit together. What is this scene? Or like which loop does this represent here? So, this is 85. Okay, hold on. It starts in 85, but last line of defense, Judgment Day.
Guess that's it for the Type 98 bipeds. Turned out to be pretty useless in close combat. Wish I'd had some arm. Yeah, a big metal weaponized punching arm.
Sentinels don't exist yet.
Hopefully Kisaragi-san and the others managed to escape. As long as they got to the shifter gate, they should be okay.
You real?
Shifter gate out of this sector. Morimura is fully adult here, so this is okay. Right, time has passed. My brain is just fucking. Who's the Kisaragi again? Kisaragi is
Tomi.
Tomi. Yes, Tomi. Okay.
realize how far we are from that gate. Too far for us to make it.
Don't give up yet. Can you check that 98 pop the maintenance hat? We're not out of op.
You really think there's a point in fighting anymore?
Not fighting.
Right. It was through shifting that we got the 98s into... So it could be linked to a shifter. It might just get us out of here.
They shifted the
I'm
98s
already
to
in
this
for the ship.
era.
You disengage the auto-control and...
Where are you?
We're going to need more power. I'll see if we can get it.
A direct... Basically everything's operational.
Right.
Things are getting bad out here.
They've taken the last mainframe. We've lost. But it's not over yet. Listen.
The last mainframe. This is... like, as in, there's none left to save. The thing's getting fucking reset.
Yeah.
I've got just enough power to send you. As soon as the system's ready...
To Sector 0.
Shift.
What are you saying?
No time left. Can't make it back. 16 years ago, I'll be on Sumire Bridge.
In the reset.
Yep.
Find me and tell me everything.
Because... Oh! Okay, hold on. Hold on. If she's gonna be on that bridge when everything resets, that means it's because she already landed on that bridge at the beginning of this loop.
Yeah.
And the only information she will have is what she had when she and Juro left their sector and came back. And then they went through this, and Ida here, being the Ida that we, like, know, had a whole experience, like, they had this whole fight go down.
Okay.
But everything's gonna reset. And when it does, she is going to be landing at the start of that bridge the way she did because it already happened. So he's gonna have to find her and tell her what happened. Because basically, the reset includes whatever the last modification was. So if she jumped multiple loops ago, in theory, her starting at the start of Sumire Bridge would mean that in the next reset, she starts at the start of Sumire Bridge again. Does that make sense?
Like, at the beginning of the loop, everything is reset the same way, and she would be there again.
So she leaves Sector 1 with Juro for the first time. They do that scene we saw. She goes to 0, becomes Data, comes back to Sector 1 as Data. They have that whole storyline with each other.
Yeah. And then
They fail.
They fail.
The loop ends. It restarts again. She restarts on the bridge with him again. Because that's what the loop is now. Her existence starting on that bridge is now what is included in the world. They go through this. They meet. She meets Ida. They have this whole thing. They don't have Sentinels to fight with at this point. They've only got these bipedal robots. They can't do shit. They fail. They lose to the Sentinels right now. She says, fuck it, I can send you. Right? She's gonna be there already. She's already Data. When the loop starts again, her files are already there, waiting at the beginning on the bridge on moment 0. Go find me on the bridge, tell me what's going on. All I'm gonna know is the last thing I did was jump from Sector 0. And who knows when the fuck that was, actually. It was
Okay.
the loop that she jumped from
Yeah.
is not necessarily a continuity with where she starts again when it resumes.
Because the data will be looping,
Exactly.
but not her.
She's not going with it.
Yeah.
She's where she is at
So
the
she's
end
like,
of this
go
loop
back
now.
to my loop.
But when it starts
Yeah.
again, she's
I'll
gonna be there.
but I won't have all this information because I can't go on.
Exactly.
And you have to carry this information.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And that's going to continue to be the case in the loops.
Yeah.
Wherever you insert yourself is where you're going to be. And this guy is Ida
This is
getting
real.
saved from this loop by her.
Next time, Ida-kun. I know you'll find a way.
Miss Morimura!
And at some point, he learns everything and comes back in the new loop with further information. And he's just data as well. But that data has more information than she has.
Yeah.
So he has to go find her and get her up to speed on what she did in his loop.
Mm-hmm.
And now they both know what's going on, and then they, in theory, have to try to find a way to inform the current group what's going on and see if they can break it again. And Ida, if everything fails, will continue to exist in the loop. Because where
Yes.
he goes right after that
Then he becomes data.
is part of the
and he's
is part of the
permanently of the loop.
he's
Yeah.
in there, and he doesn't have to worry about like well, he will lose information unless the updated version finds a way to continue to exist. So the version that has the like, if you don't have find a way to continue getting your data to yourself, or like continue updating yourself, you will continue to be a outdated version of yourself.
Yeah.
Pasted in when the loop starts again, unless he can find some sort of way to
And they're just pushing hope forward towards the next loop, basically.
But what we see of him is that eventually he decides, fuck it, let's
Yeah.
try again. Although the difference is that, like, last time he didn't have Sentinels, now he does. Things go this way, but he's still like, we need to go against, basically, like, I guess he informs Morimura at some point, and things don't go the way he planned. That kid has a couple of things happen before he turns into the dude we know, who's just kind of like done at that point.
Yeah, jaded.
Right? Is there any other memories we have or dreams of Shu? Yeah. We know that the holograms age, right?
Yeah. Depending on when the loop happens, they age.
So here we're looking at Ida again, aged. He's older than 16 because he survived the loop. So that's why he looks that way.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why he'd look that way. And
Okay.
now he's doing the events described here. Because as a teenager, he was in love with Tomi.
Yeah.
Actually. Which might explain why he's like, Ryoko, fuck off. Also, I'm not real. So double fuck off. He goes through this super disturbing pattern of trying to remake her and also interrogating the fuck out of 426 for a while. Right? And playing God, which is much more in line with the dude we know, who's basically like, yeah, I don't care, let's wipe out another person's brain.
Yeah.
And make
So I
you
can have what I
so I
want.
can save you.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't go as according to plan. 426 jumps in, does the whole thing, fucks it up. But based on what we know about Morimura showing up being older than him in his own origin flashback, right?
Yeah.
The fact that here Ida is still young,
Yeah.
but Morimura is already older, is possibly indicative of the fact that when they said the Juro of 2 loops ago figured this out, that's literally who we're looking at with both of them. So they can it's possible that they are from the original loop.
Yeah.
And then it restarted, and then they fucking restarted with that data. So you can survive each time, but you're not going to have all the information.
Yeah.
So Ida now, on his second loop, but theoretically Morimura's third, is doing this whole thing, trying to get Tomi back, fucks up, lets 426 out.
Yeah.
Goes through this whole process. Exactly. Gets told by his own robot to fuck off. Stop it. Does it list? No. See, Ryoko is the only person listed here, so it wouldn't even necessarily be under shoot. And then the next time we see Renya Goto working with Shimamura, okay, the 4 of them meet up, and here he looks the way he does. Time has passed.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
So I guess... And here he is in Sector 2. Yeah. And if this is the way he looks when he first creates that Tomi bot, and then 426 escapes, and then we see the time frame in which it... Well, we don't know how much time passes between when it escapes and then when it gets to the school or whatever.
Sure.
So let's not make any assumptions there. But from then on out, we're just seeing him like this. So that's it then. It's extraordinarily likely, based on what we're looking at there, that no, it's him. It's him. We saw him survive the loop, and we saw Morimura already older than him, meaning she definitely has been around the loop already. And he just aged into that version over the course of the middle version we saw, and then the one we see now walking around in the current loop.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So there's been 3, so that means he came... So they started in loop 1, he started in loop 2, and the kids are loop 3. Right?
Yeah.
And he's only done it once before, but for them it's not their first rodeo. This is the best I can fucking piece together.
This is already
Cromulent.
This is a lot.
Cromulent. I'ma go with it. Alright.
Dude.
Alright.